Howdy, do immortals. I am aevum. I'm not exactly sure how to introduce myself since I myself hardly know what I am. But I've been around for quite a while. I've been around since the beginning of time itself, and as you can imagine, living that long does get pretty boring. So one way or another, I did find out that I'm immortal. So that's neat. But so yeah, living that long, had to pick up a bunch of different hobbies over the years so that I can keep myself interested. And the most recent thing I found are VTubers, and goddamn, am I hooked? So now here I am, got my own self-made, self-drawn model, rigged it myself. So yeah, let's just hop into the introduction, shall we? Right. Bum. All right. This right here is my. Let me move myself. My little handy dandy notebook. So, living as long as I have a lot of things on my mind, and my memory, it's pretty much the same as an average human. So, that's why I got this notebook. It helps me remember what I like to do. Alright, so about me, as I said, I am aevum. Age, well, there's just no way for me to know. It's been forever. And birthday, there's been so many different calendar systems that you humans have gone to. I don't even know what day I came to be, but I just went with New Year's. It makes it easy to remember. As for race, I guess I'm human, but I've been human since before other humans were around, so yeah, I don't know exactly what I am, but like I said, other than my immortality, there isn't that much that separates me from your average human. And so yeah, we're just gonna have to leave a big question mark there. Alright, height, weight, um, I'm not insecure about my height. Languages. So I basically just learned the language of whatever country I happened to reside in at the time. I don't even remember how many centuries ago, but Indonesian was probably Indonesia was probably the last place I've been, but around that time, English started becoming the international language. It started becoming a lot more useful to learn, so I eventually picked that up, and I guess English was my primary language right now. I still kind of remember enough Indonesian to maybe get by, and but yeah, it's pretty tough for me, and I'd say that's all the languages I know. All right, likes, I love plushies. I like anything that's cute, but especially like Pokemon plushies because I haven't actually really played the Pokemon games, but I love collecting Pokemon plushies just because how cute they are. And I've even gotten into the I'm trying to learn how to make my own plushies as well. Alright. Eating. Yeah. Everyone loves eating, and that's one of the only things that has never gotten old for me because there's just so many different types of food to try, and fortunately, I have a god tier metabolism, so I can basically eat whatever I want and just stay pretty good shape. All right. I also like staying home. I mean, that's not to say I dislike going out, but when I'm trying to relax, it's definitely just by myself, doing whatever I want. Bouldering, so that's like rock climbing without a rope. I don't know if there's a better way to describe it, but I recently got into it a couple years ago, and it's kind of like the only form of physical activity I enjoy because, yeah, going to the gym, I hate that shit, but bouldering, it's super fun. Unfortunately, I haven't really had the opportunity to go that often, but trying to get back into it. And motherfucking Lay's barbecue chips. Dude, I could eat like 20 bags of these and never get old. And what you see there, that's 149 bags of Lay's barbecue chips. Don't ask me how I got them, but that's, I hope that just goes to show how much I like Lay's barbecue chips. And as for dislikes, well, there have been things, I used to dislike things, but, you know, living this long, it's kind of like, if you dislike everything, then you're not going to enjoy life, so you kind of just learn to go with the flow. I put wearing clothes, but I'm not like some kind of pervert who doesn't wear clothes, but what I mean is, when I'm at home by myself, I do not like wearing clothes, and you know, that's why I'm dressed the way that I am. I've just got my underwear underneath here, and then I just threw on a bathrobe, and that's what makes me comfy. Alright, let me move it to the other open side. Yeah, get smaller too. Alright, so, like many of you, I love manga. I don't really watch that much anime, but yeah, manga and anime, it's definitely one of the things that have been keeping me going. And these are just a few of the ones that I'm really into. Isekais, I'd say Arifureta is probably my favorite. Yue is best waifu. And Overlord is another really good one that I enjoy, and Reincarnated as a Slime. It's a nice, wholesome one, but there are others that I just didn't have the room to list. Rom-coms, so stuff like Quintessential Quintuplets and Kaguya-sama. There's this other one that I got into, it's not as well known, it's called like Hanging Out with a Gamer Girl, but that one's a really cute one too. Absolute garbage. So this is like stuff that I've read, but I just absolutely cannot recommend to people. So like stuff like gory stuff or harem stuff, but you know, I still enjoy them. And then on the bottom we got some of the ones that these are like some of my top faves. Katsuki no Yona, Dungeon Meshi, Attack on Titan Before the Fall, because the protagonist of that is not Eren. Attack of Titan is I strongly prefer this to the original Attack on Titan series, because like I feel like all of the characters in Before the Fall are just a lot more interesting, and yeah, and you can like feel the camaraderie a lot more. And then we got a certain scientific railgun. I haven't gotten around to checking out the other series in that in that group, but I do need to get around to it. Arachnid, it's like it's basically a story about assassins with bug-like powers. If you've read Terraform Mars, it's kind of similar to that, but I prefer Arachnid. And then Magical Girl Raising Project. As you can see, I've listed it in all three: manga, light novel, and anime. So I do like that one a lot, but if you do get into it, I would say read the manga first, because it's definitely a really good first experience. But then after that, you should probably just read the light novels. As for the light novels I've read, we've got MGRP again, Spice and Wolf, 86. 86 is probably my favorite light novel series right now. And then Sao Progressive. That's the only interaction I've had with the Sao series, but it was a pretty good one. But yeah, I'm not gonna check out the original one because I've heard mixed things, but Sao Progressive was pretty good. And as for anime, yeah, I haven't really seen that much anime. It's just I I just prefer reading manga. So but however, so Code Geass, that is my all-time favorite series of all time. I said all time like 3 times there, but yeah, it's it's like a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. Then Darker Than Black, I've only seen like part of the first season, but it was interesting enough that I definitely should go back and watch it, but it's probably not going to happen because I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I watched an anime. And then High School DD. I've seen the first 3 seasons, but I haven't watched the fourth season yet, but like I said, should get around to watching that, but who knows? Alright. Alright, and of course, video games are a big way of how I spend my pastime. Gotcha games, the only 2 I play right now are Azurlane and Dragalia, but they are absolutely fantastic. I love both of them, and I love the companies that make them, because they make the games really free-to-play friendly. I used to play Fire Emblem Heroes. That was like the first gotcha game I got really into, and yeah, I wasn't really a whale, but I guess I was like a dolphin maybe. But yeah, I definitely put way more into that than I should have. Card games, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, but back in like when they introduced pendulum summoning, I got back into it and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And then I stopped for a bit, and then they introduced link summoning, and yeah, I'm just like, I'm not gonna learn that. But Magic the Gathering, I don't really play it that often anymore, but it's definitely one that I always enjoy. And I just got into Shadowverse about like 2, 3 months ago, and I've been really grinding the shit out of that. So probably gonna do some streams on that. Rhythm games, the 2 that I've played the most are Muse Dash and Beat Saber, but I'm definitely like trying to find some more that I would enjoy. But yeah, that's like another big genre that I enjoy because I feel like I have a pretty good sense of rhythm. Platformers, we got Hollow Knight, Ori and the Blind Forest. I haven't played the sequel yet, but I do need to get around to that, so I'll probably stream the first Ori, and then that way I can get around to playing the second one. And Celeste, oh man. Oh man. I... Alright, long story short, I spent 13 hours straight grinding a single level of Celeste so I could clear it without dying. Roguelikes. This is probably my favorite genre of all, because I just like the experience of going giving it your all, but when you die, that's it. There's nothing to it. There's like no progression. You just gotta restart. And yeah, it kind of makes me feel human. But yeah, so some of my favorites have been Faster Than Light. It's pretty hard though. Enter the Gungeon, also pretty hard. And Hades. I know that's been a really popular one. And then we also got some of my all-time faves. League of Legends, Terraria, I've spent so many hours in that game. Stardew Valley, I haven't spent as many hours in that game, but basically I was like optimizing my gameplay too hard, so I was like, yeah, I gotta stop that. StarCraft, StarCraft is like a series that means a lot to me because that was kind of what really first got me into video games. And yeah, I all of the cinematics are amazing. I really love the story as well. I mean, absolute dog shit at it though. But it was still fun. And then Civ, I only played Civ 5. And then Baba Is You is probably like the most interesting game I've ever played. It's a puzzle game, but it's not like your standard puzzle game. Like, I'm not like your other puzzle games. But anyways, you should probably, if you haven't heard of it, look it up. I'm definitely going to be playing that since I haven't beaten it yet. And Return of the Aubergine is another like really good puzzle game. I guess it's more like a mystery game, but what sucks about that game is like you can only really play it once because any playthroughs after that it's like you just don't get the same experience. But I don't know, maybe if enough time passes and I've forgotten how the game goes, I might pick it up again. Oh man, I am taking up too much time. Alright, gonna speed run this. Alright, music. So the most important thing for me in music is that I it's like about the beats for me. Like if the tune is good, then I'll enjoy it more. Like I don't really care about the lyrics as much. So that's why I like stuff like EDM or electro swing or Japanese music because I don't understand the lyrics, so it helps me ignore them more. But yeah, so here is some of my faves. We got, yeah, Fat Rat, Drolo, Caravan Palace, Same Old Tone, Glass Animals, I guess, for songs I actually listened to. Demon Dice, which got me into Fake Type and THHK, Yoasobi, Ado, Rail, and those are like the ones that I've been listening to the most recently. The ones like earlier in my list, I haven't really been listening to them as much, so it's basically just been like full weeb Japanese music for me for the past few months. As for some of the hobbies that I have, reading, definitely, both manga and just regular books. Well, no, that's a lie. Manga and light novels. I don't read regular books that often. Drawing. It's hard to say if this is a hobby yet, but because I haven't really done much of it, but I definitely do want to get better at that. Piano. It's something that I've been doing on and off for like, I guess like 15 years now, but I don't know. I'm better than average, but I feel like I don't have as good of an understanding on it that I should. So I definitely need to improve on that. Writing, I am writing a MGRP. I guess the best way to call it is fanfic, but it's not the type of fanfic you're thinking. It is just simply a fictional work created by a fan set in the same universe. Okay. Yeah, it's not like your erotica self-insert, please, Harry Potter, F me. Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons, I've played a bit of it, but not as much as I would have liked, and unfortunately I just don't have that much time for it nowadays, but I don't know. It's something that I've always enjoyed. VTubers, as I mentioned before, like, man, I just love putting on this VTuber stream like those. Like, I've never been one to watch streamers because I've always been like, well, why would I watch a streamer when I can just play the game myself? But there was one streamer that I watched, but but after that, there was basically like just no one I would watch until VTubers came along. And well, yeah, it's cute anime girls, basically in real life. What isn't there to love? Sealing, as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to learn how to make plushies, and it's actually a lot more enjoyable than I thought it would be. But yeah, it's definitely time consuming. All right, goals for myself for streaming. Um, I wanted to be a bit modest, so I just went with 100 subs in 1 year. I mean, either I'm gonna look back on this in a year and be like, and like laugh at this, or I'm going to cringe at this and be like, wow, the bar was set too high or too low. But I think this is a decent bar, and I'm pretty sure I could do it easily. All right, learn Japanese. I've been studying kanji on and off for over a year now, but I haven't really studied any of like conversational Japanese or like actual practical Japanese. But that is just that is one language that I definitely want to learn because I do want to visit Japan eventually. Drawing, like I said, I'm not really that well versed in drawing, but I so I'm not comfortable with streaming drawing, but I do want to get enough practice in so that then I can like actually do my own drawing streams instead of just like video game streams. With piano, so I didn't mention it, but basically with piano, all I can really do is like read sheet music. I did make my own piano cover a few weeks ago, but and it actually was like a lot easier than I expected, but it I don't know, I'm not like completely satisfied with it. So that is something that I'm gonna practice on. Grandmaster is the highest rank in Shadowverse, and I'm pretty sure I could easily get there. Like all you need is a winning deck and just grind out games. But oh my god, dude, it there's so many games to grind out for that. And the last thing is just, I want to be a streamer that where like people can go to relax. Like I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to word this, but basically like I don't know. I want like everyone to feel welcome here, and but like I'm not entirely wholesome. Like I I fucking love shit talking, but I like shit talking like with friends. Like I don't like talking shit about strangers or like to actually make people feel bad. I like it when we're just joking around. But yeah, like I mean I believe like especially for you all with your short lives, you just gotta enjoy the time you have here on this earth. And I think I think that's what life is about, you know? Just enjoying yourself. And I hope that I can be a place where people can enjoy themselves and yeah, just relax. And all right, yeah, so enough of that sappy shit. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's aevum underscore en. And oh, I was gonna say that's it for me, but I remembered I should probably show off my model. Let me go back to the black screen. That is the endless void of suffering. Alrighty, so here I am. I'm, oh man, tilted. All right. So yeah, it's pretty basic, but you know, I'm definitely going to make some improvements on it later on. Tilting again. And for you fucking freaks, yes. Yes, I have feet. go at it. Alright. But yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for me. Oh. Yeah, stream schedule. Yeah, I gotta post one. I'll just post one on Twitter since I forgot to make one. And I haven't really decided what games I'm gonna play yet, but basically during the weekdays it's probably gonna be like 10 a.m. or let's see, 9 a.m. to 1. Yeah, there's the fucking program. 9 a.m. to at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or yeah, I don't know like how long I'll stream for, but I'll start around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, it's probably just gonna be whenever I feel like it, since it is the weekend. But yeah, I'll just post something on Twitter. Well, yeah, that'll do it for me. See you in the next stream.